Good evening! 4 people responded. Hello, good. So this side of the room, make some noise. Pretty good. This side of the room, try and beat them in terms of volume. That's more like it. Come on, you're better than them. You're better than them. That's how racism starts. If you're happy and you know to clap your hands, you'd think at this point of the tour, I'd have realised that when you get a group of people who are all stood up and holding drinks, they don't clap their hands. This is the 16th gig of the tour, and I still haven't really learned the lesson. Or perhaps I have, and I'm doing it on purpose, because this thing I improvised when it first happened was quite funny, so I kept doing it. So good evening, shoodly ba 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 doo ba boodly ba ba ba, 400 yards, turn left, shoodly balla, shoodly balla, shoodly balla, shoodly balla, take the roundabout, 3rd exit. Shoodly ba ba doo ba, turn around where possible. Scat nav. Thank you very much. Nice to hear 4 people clapping, it's a nice sound. Reminds me of that prison gig I used to do in Saudi Arabia. Oh, and you've turned. So,
if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy, oh, what's the point? I carry my beliefs very lightly. I have a kind of global agnosticism, much like the American Marine Corps, you know? No, they have a global agnosticism. I don't know, but I've been told. It's a good way of thinking. I don't genuinely believe that Mercury exists. I totally do. I don't genuinely believe that an ancient Roman god can flip my life upside down. He totally fucking did. But what I decided to do was take it as though he had, right? Suspend my disbelief and act as though this is a good thing. Because I was so fucked off. I was like, I can't take the show up to the fringe. Now someone else done it. It's an unoriginal idea. It's not good enough. Fuck, it's not good enough for Mercury. Fuck, it's Mercury. Okay, I'll rewrite the show and make it about Mercury. I decided to roll with the changes, right? And that's something we need tools to do at the moment, because the world is changing at an increasingly fast pace. I'm sure you agree with me, right? I can't keep up with it. I'm 39, right? No! I'm 39, right? Surely not! I'm 39. I'm going to keep fucking saying it until you give me more fucking incredulity, you cunts. I'm 39, right? You're right, I don't look it. You're right, I'm 39, right? Yes, I do moisturise. I'm 39, right? Yes, I am wearing makeup, not as much as normal. I'm 39, right? Yes, I have got a picture of my loft. I'm 39, and I have a print of the picture in another loft. And it is very much that recursive Oscar Wilde material that's keeping me off Live at the Apollo. Fuck off, I could do mainstream. Oh, we've all got that drawer, haven't we? We've all got that drawer in the kitchen full of goat's blood and skulls. Yeah. I could do mainstream. So, we must cage them, the point is. Some people have put their drinks down. Others don't seem to be getting the picture. Even though it's fairly explicit, I'll spell it fucking out. Free up your hands, because clapping's about to happen. And yes, I fucking mean you as well, standing in the corner with a fleece. I don't care how many shows you've seen in your time, your cynicism is not welcome here. I've seen quite a lot of bands back in the 80s, so that means that I can no longer enjoy anything. It's just pretty good bands back when you couldn't really hear what was going on because the sound systems weren't great. And, to be honest, their reunion tour's much better, but I don't enjoy those, no, because I saw them in the past. So now I sit at the side of the room, folding my arms and occasionally nodding. Okay, so what is heavy metal? Well, heavy metal is a type of rock music. Rock music came from rock and roll. Rock and roll was a fusion of blues and country and western. Basically, people took black music and racist music and then merged them together to make millionaires of a few white men. And to be fair, Chuck Berry, right? And rock and roll came over to the UK. We made it harder, leaner, heavier. We turned it into rock music. Now I'm going to talk... Venom. We turned it into Venom, did we? Good night. The show's finished. You've skipped quite about 20 minutes of top quality material there, mate. I have ADHD too. It's fine, right? I thought this was a DVD. How'd you fast forward to my favourite band? It's a DVD recording, mate. So, it was like a live DVD. I'd get a remote control. I could pause it when I go for a piss. Anyway, we have to accept that things change, you know. For example, I used to really want to go to Burning Man. Now, those of you not familiar with Burning Man, it used to be an incredible thing. A festival built out of nothing in the Nevada desert. A fucking post-apocalyptic aesthetic, a steampunk element to it, and full-on anarchist economy, a gift economy. No money changes hands. People look after each other. Fucking beautiful. At the end of it, they burn a massive wicker man. I am heavily invested in that idea. But now it's become apparent it's mainly cunts that go to Burning Man, isn't it? So. You know, rich cunts, hipsters, basically. And that's, you know, so they've ruined it, and I now no longer want to go to Burning Man, right? But I can still enjoy Burning Man. This is the thing, right? Using magic to help me roll with the changes. Because what I do, I can still enjoy Burning Man, but in a very different way. Because now, here's how I enjoy Burning Man, right? If anyone's talking to me about they've been to Burning Man, I talk to them enthusiastically, effusively about Burning Man, right? But I'm not talking to them about Burning Man. I'm talking to them about Birmingham. You've got a tan, where have you been? Oh, just got back from Burning Man. I love Burning Man. All my favourite bands are from Burning Man. Napalm Death, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest. I love Burning Man. My dad's from Burning Man. Well, Wolverhampton, but near enough. Now, these Burning Man hipster pricks will never admit to not knowing any detail about Burning Man. So you can drop any Birmingham trivia into the conversation you like, and they will not contradict you. I believe there are more canals than Venice in Burning Man. I go to Burning Man, and whenever I'm in Burning Man, I go to the town hall and look at the pre-raffle lights. I love Burning Man. I've got a Pret and New Street station. I love Burning Man.
The other day I took a shortcut to the shops underneath the bridge. And beneath the bridge was a goblin. The goblin said to me, I can grant you any wish. I said, well, what sort of thing? And he said, anything your heart desires. I said, well, Mr. Goblin, I think what I'd probably most like in life is to be able to speak in a tremulous northern voice. The goblin said, your wish is granted. And with some trepidation I began to speak, and sure enough my voice was tremulous and northern. I said, Mr. Goblin, I don't know how to thank you. He said, don't get ahead of yourself. You've another wish. I said, well, Mr. Goblin, you've been so kind, giving me my tremulous northern voice. I think I would like to give you a kiss. The goblin said, I'm terribly sorry, but I am homophobic. Now, most of my material is based on my own real-life experiences.
In August 1969, a blues band called Earth changed their name to Black Sabbath, and in doing so created heavy metal history. Before they formed this band, they were already fucking metal, right? For a start, they grew up in Birmingham. That's fucking metal. Simple fact. It's debatable whether it's the Black Country or not, but I'm not getting into that fucking can of worms. It's fucking not. Someone right next to him. It's sorted, right? They also had various heavy metal jobs, right? Tony Iommi worked in a sheet metal factory. Bill Ward worked in an iron foundry. After getting out of prison, Ozzy Osbourne worked in a slaughterhouse. And Geezer Butler was an accountant. But an accountant in a metal factory. various things came about to bring about the band we know as Black Sabbath. The first was an industrial accident, right? And I'm going to use this excellent source material. Really is one of the best books on heavy metal I've ever read. Right. So I'm going to do my Tony Iommi impression, right? And as for my Tony Iommi impression, here's how you do Tony Iommi, right? You go full Brummy with Slade, right? Noddy Holder. No, it's great. No, look at him. No, look, it's great. Look at the chimneys. Right? It's fucking great, right? And then you kind of bring it down and you turn up the tension and then you've got Tony Iommi. It's good, isn't it, right? It's basically Noddy Holder in a vice. You know, it's great. Look at my crazy show. They're down and really intense, and then you've got Tony Iommi. He's a very still man. He's very still. So Tony had been playing in various local bands, right? And he had this professional opportunity. He'd been offered to play in West Germany with a band called the Birds and the Bees, right? Now, he worked in a sheet metal factory, right? As a welder! And his mum persuaded him to do the shift so that he had one more shift left. And his mum talked him into going and doing this shift, right? So, on this day, he was forced to use a machine he'd never used, which cut the sheet metal he would then weld. Its operator was absent, and Tony received no training. The Euro-fascists who imposed ludicrous health and safety legislation on us weren't yet a thing. Right? Footnote. It's no coincidence that since Britain joined the common market, we've lost our place as the centre of the heavy metal world. But now, thanks to Brexit, factory owners can go back to ignoring their workers' welfare. And Britain can once more produce innovative bands through the gift of horrific workplace accidents. I was pressing this piece of metal and the press just came straight down on me, and of course as you pulled it back, I pulled the ends of my fingers off. Now, these were the second and third fingers on his right hand. He's a left-handed guitarist, right? These are important fingers, basically. And so the job was off, he fell into a deep depression. A friend told him about Django Reinhardt, virtuoso jazz guitarist who played with only two fingers. Tony was only missing the ends, right? So he made himself prosthetic fingertips out of melted washing up liquid bottles. He glued leather to the ends for grip, and then he down-tuned the strings to lessen the tension on the guitar. And this is my favourite quote, right? I had to work on how hard to press down on the strings because I couldn't feel anything apart from pain. Fuck Elton John, right? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're depressed and medicated, clap your hands. If you're depressed and medicated, clap your hands. If you're depressed and medicated, it's kind of complicated. If you're depressed and medicated, clap your hands. If you're barely holding it together, clap your hands. If you're barely holding it together, clap your hands. If you're barely holding it together and you genuinely believe that anyone in your life that's ever fucking loved you... It'd just be better off if you were dead. Clap your hands. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you very much for feeding William. Good evening. Yeah, I mean, sure, wakeboarding's fun, but it pisses off the other mourners. You've knocked over the buffet! So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a fucking delight. I'm going to finish with this. There's one thing I want you to take away from this show, other than a sense of well-being, obviously. It's a simple fact, ladies and gentlemen, that the best bit in the Bond-themed Goldfinger, right, is the bit where she goes, "But don't go in!" And that's the best bit. So, okay, hoping for more from that, but just saying,
best bit in the Bond theme, Goldfinger, right, is the bit where she goes, but don't go in. And it's the best bit. Okay, right, so don't look for stuff that's not there, right? You know, all the Bond films have all got different themes, you know, right? All I'm saying, the best bit in the one for Goldfinger, yeah, is the bit where she goes, but don't go in. That's the best bit. It's fine. I got this. Goldfinger, ba-ba-da-ma-la-la. He's the man with the Midas touch. A spider's touch. Such a cold finger. Ba-ba-da-ba-la-la. Beckons you in to join him in his web of sin. Here he comes, but don't go in. It's the best bit. It is. It's the bit that everyone looks forward to in that song, isn't it? It's like 5 gold rings in the 12 Days of Christmas. There is not a single song that would not be improved with the addition of that line. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, but don't go in. Better it is. He lives in a house, a very big house in the country, but don't go in. Club Tropicana drinks are free, but don't go in. There's a magical place where I'm toys in their millions all under one roof, but don't go in! Jim will fix it for you. You didn't laugh enough at the Toys R Us one. You've been an absolute delight. I've been Andrew O'Neill. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night!